Regardless of what you think, the current price of silver is going to skyrocket. So it must. It's impossible to avoid this. Price suppression has persisted for 170 years. The gold and silver you need can be purchased online at SD Bullion. To become a spot customer, all you have to do is visit sdbullion.com/new to obtain some gold or silver. Okay, we're going to Utah to see a cool coin store named Gold Ore Store. Take a look at it. Wow, that is just awesome. Someday I would want to have that as a store guard. It's fantastic. Hi, how are things going? Hi, how's it going? Pleasure to meet you. Good day. Nice to finally meet you. Here in St. George, Utah, I am Greg Neal from the Gold Ore Shop. It is with much pleasure that we present to you what we have. Upon entering, these cases were immediately apparent to me. They resemble a type case that spins. Let the people see. Check it out, can actually fit through, and it lets us display a lot more merchandise in a less space. I am astounded. All right, I think we can pause for a moment. Some of us have silverbacks. Observing those in their natural habitat is astounding. I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing. So, I've noticed that you all have a sign that says, "We accept the gold back." I could use goldbacks to purchase silver then. Of course. So far, we haven't had many customers that purchase in that manner. They're making a sincere effort. Withdraw their funds from the financial institution. Very well. You can trade it for precious metals like gold and silver, or even for physical cash. Although it has been constant all year, it really started in late March or mid-March when the banking system crashed. Yeah, much has changed. Is that right? Sales have been absolutely crushing it for everyone in our sector. In your opinion, did COVID have a role in setting things in motion? I am certain of it. We were open every single day. Our schedules were jam-packed. I am pleased with that. I'm pleased that we were able to help so many worried individuals who put their money into precious metals, especially silver. In a nutshell, it has been gonzo for years. Yeah, I have been hearing that. However, this year, from the collapse of the banking system onward, has been completely... If you have a handful of cases here, most customers will notice that. You could say this one is more numismatic. Yeah. Additionally, you have additional items in this location. Yeah, a plethora of intriguing goods and money. In terms of numismatic collectibles, there is a little bit of everything. Since we have little space in this specific, the truth is that most of our belongings aren't even out where it can be displayed. However, we are actively pursuing a different facility to be able to handle pneumatics and buoyant work exclusively. In any case, I'm going to try to drive it if we could just turn it around a bit. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Check it out. Yeah. Gaze upon you. Impressive, my friend. Let we discuss gold. There's a good amount of gold here. A few of our items are buoyant. Before the year 33, we had a ton of exciting stuff. Of course. Tell me what you see as customers enter the store. If I want to hedge my bets with precious metals they suggest, I should sell my dollars. What do you see? Are they mostly interested in gold or silver bullion? At first, everyone has this golden heart and they're always fantasizing about gold in their heads. That's why I love this question so much. The intriguing part, though, is that once you do explain it to them, or at least have the opportunity to do so, they usually understand the current silver to gold ratio of 82:1. Indeed, they are beginning to understand that, we anticipate an even larger price for gold, regardless of whether it reaches $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000 per ounce. A gram of gold isn't going to cut it, is it? Silver is great because it can be bought and sold just like any other currency. A growing number of customers are just shifting their mindset from thinking they desire gold to silver. People often come in looking for gold, but after a little conversation, they may come to realize that silver is also a fantastic option. Silver is what they're buying in the end. Indeed, they are. Holy cow. Not only are they making some substantial acquisitions, but they are also transitioning over. Very big, I would say. Allow me to pose a question to you, Greg, that may be considered quite technical. When individuals in Utah are purchasing precious metals, because I do not hail from this state. I'll have a look at this. The best gold store, if you ask me, is that it's fantastic. Our number is actually only 23.2 for the past 2 years in a row. 4 actually. My goodness. For the past 4 years in a direct succession. The top dealer in precious metals. It seems I've found the correct store. Are precious metals and bullion subject to any kind of taxation when purchased in Utah? Yes, it's tax-free in Utah, which is one of the state's many wonderful features. Very well. When dealing with dealers who already have razor-thin profit margins, the additional expense of paying taxes in other states, whether they're progressive or flat, can be devastating. That buyer's budget can be seriously drained by it. So, absolutely no taxes. The state legislature officially recognized gold and silver as legal tender in 2011. Thus, we can do a business transaction in this manner and it will be fully lawful, as it ought to be anyhow. Yeah. It seems to me that the time to stack is right now. Everyone ought to be piling as much as their budgets would allow. In a word, yes. Actually, the metal in question is silver. Craig, are you able to take the wheel this time? Sure thing. Here's a little silver. Rounds are our speciality. However, this is merely illustrative of the kinds of things that we typically have in stock. We sell a lot of Indian head buffalo rounds, which you might have noticed floating about. Sunshine mints, the kind with the original design featuring eagle, have been popping up quite a bit recently. We do, however, deal in vast quantities of silver. This is in the... I'm not going to give you a number, am I? It would be difficult to transport all of it, tens of thousands of it, I can tell you that much. It's just not feasible. Guys, I'll tell you what, FedEx and UPS despise us, with all the hefty crates. Yes, precisely. In my opinion, silver rounds are an excellent addition to any stack. It is usually one of the most affordable premium things. Accumulating additional silver is made easy with this method. In a word, yes. There does not exist. This is the most cost-effective method. I mean it. Many individuals enjoy going to this bar event, but they feel there must be an improved method. No, I don't think so. I will explain to you why. Every year, I have 10 men come here to purchase bars. 1 ounce rounds are what the other 1,000 customers are purchasing. I don't have anything against bars. I want to make it clear where I stand on the bars. When we seek change, we both know. However, what shape does it take when it moves around? It is indeed circular. Therefore, the idea is mostly centered around coins rather than... Evidently, silver is a favorite metal of yours, bar-based. I'm getting that impression. Sure, what do you think the price of silver will do in the coming years? Where do you believe we're going? We're now around $24 to $25. Do you desire my genuine opinions? Desire the authentic ideas? Sure. To be honest, I'm partial to a lot of the industry heavyweights. All the time we discuss this type of issue with a lot of the men, including Peter Schiff and David Morgan. It appears to be an obvious choice for $600. Looking at the market closely over the following few years reveals how and what's happening with the product, the breadth of the current arenas and regions where it is utilized. I just don't see it going lower than that in the next few years. Indeed, $600 is, and I'm being extremely cautious with that figure, exactly right. To be honest, the question is, how much lower can the dollar fall? The dollar has been demonetized for a long time. They are merely inflating its value to make it appear to be worth $1.25. I see. Well, you see, it goes without saying that we need to be extremely careful with the information we get and the way we share it in this line of work. It is a proven fact that the current price of silver will experience a significant increase. So it must. It's impossible to avoid this. Price suppression has persisted for 170 years. My God, this is really hilarious. This must go, and it will go when it does. Whoa, I think it's going to be revolutionary. Yes, I do. People are going to be astonished, I believe. People are going to be glad they stocked up at these prices right now. $25 silver will seem like a bargain when they look back on it. They will be pleading. For $25 in silver, you'll be pleading. No exaggeration. Be that as it may, you will plead for $30 worth of silver. $50 in silver? You've been pleading for it? Yeah. You can image the number of people I've spoken to about this exact same problem when this thing goes down. Once upon a time, the price of an ounce of gold was $24. $24? Current silver price? Yes, exactly. Yep. It continued unabated until an errant president got his hands on it and changed everything. Yeah, ever since then. When the currency collapses, I expect gold prices to skyrocket, just like they did for silver. I mean, the price of gold and silver are going to skyrocket. Yes. When will Titan's gold to silver ratio return to a more typical level? In my opinion, we shall indeed witness that. In fact, I think the ratio will be 10 to 1. This means that you're estimating a price of $6,000 for gold and $600 for silver. That's a 10 to 1 advantage for us. Yeah. The amount being mined and recovered is actually fairly small, therefore I must admit that I am being modest with those figures. The silver difficulty then is that it cannot be reclaimed. The true problem with silver is that the quality plummets to an all-time low from which there is no escape. Why? Due of the cost. However, everything will change once this price changes. Dismantling your PC and everything will be worthwhile. Even plated flatware isn't something we purchase. But would we? Yes. Are you kidding me? You know when it happens? Everything will change once the price of silver reaches, say, $600 per ounce. I really doubt we have much time until this thing hits, but we are prepared for it. Yeah. It may be in the next years, at the latest, when things start to explode. A lot less time than that, in my opinion. Is that right? Yeah. By the time this summer is over, I will be quite worried if nothing goes boom. Holy cow. Have a look at what Powell said there. The federal government of the United States will not be rescued by him. The Federal Reserve and the United States Treasury have an arrangement that allows them to conduct business through the federal government. In essence, they carry out the duties that the Treasury is obligated to do. Also, he said it plainly, we will not be helping the United States pay down its debt. That is completely ridiculous. Republic of Weimar, Zimbabwe, and the other countries would be Germany. None of these regimes are legitimate. Yes, they are indifferent towards us, I see. They could care less about us if they tried. This pertains to bankers. It's done. Therefore, it is incumbent upon each of us to take precautions. Oh, without a doubt. Your best bet is likely to be to ditch the dollar in favor of some hard currency. It is with no reservation that I give my approval to such statement. Well, that's all. Absolutely not. I take it you're suggesting silver rounds as the optimal form of silver investment? In my opinion, and I've been doing this for a long time, silver rounds are the most economical option. The fact that they are usable is the sole reason why there are 20 in the tube. Yeah. Buying that 20 milliliter tube is currently less than $600. 20 units of commerce and an entire tube are now at your fingertips for less than $600. Being in that situation is quite powerful. Yeah. Do you realize this? With that amount of metal you can work with, you wouldn't even get half an ounce of gold for that price. For less than $1,000. No contest, no matter how many centuries pass. Silver comes out on top every time. Nothing can be done to avoid it. When compared to all other commodities, silver is the most undervalued. Nothing comes close to matching it in that regard, and its applications are absolutely massive and diverse, spanning the entire globe. If it weren't for silver, the image you're seeing on that camera right now wouldn't be visible. There is no metal quite like it. So does my opinion. I must say, I believe you have a fantastic store here. I am truly grateful to you, Greg. Bringing me all the information and imparting some of your knowledge, your time is greatly appreciated. I'm happy to help. To finally meet you is an honor. I am pleased to do so. We should definitely do that again if I ever find myself in southern Utah, shall we? Adore it. I hope we can meet up again soon. Very well. Good luck tonight. Very well. Be cautious. I appreciate it. Very well. So long.